Do you want to pass the Cambridge Pet Speaking exam? Today I'm going to give you some essential tips to help you pass part 2 of the speaking exam. And not just pass, but get you a better grade. Remember to turn the subtitles on so you can follow along. So let's get started. The PET exam has 4 parts to it: speaking, listening, reading and writing. The PET speaking exam lasts for between 10 to 12 minutes in total. If you haven't seen my video on PET speaking part 1, I would suggest that you check it out first by clicking the link above now or down below in the comments section. PET speaking part 2 lasts between 2 to 3 minutes. There are 2 candidates, sometimes 3, but this is unusual. 2 examiners, one who will talk to you and one who will assess you, who will not talk. So what do you talk about in PET speaking part 2? This is known as the discussion task, where you discuss with your partner ideas from pictures and a given situation. Here is an example task. The examiner will set up the task but will not take part in the discussion. The examiner will read the instructions twice, describing a situation, while you look at the set of images which are designed to help you with ideas about an imaginary situation. In this example, this is what the examiner would say. I'm going to describe a situation to you. A boy is leaving his school because his parents are going to work in another country. The students in his class want to give him a present. Talk together about the different presents they could give him and then decide which would be best. Here is a picture with ideas to help you. You then discuss your ideas together with your partner, making and responding to suggestions, discussing alternatives, making recommendations and negotiating an agreement. If the interaction breaks down, the examiner will help to try and get you back on task, but will not take part in the task itself. So how do you approach the PET speaking part 2 task? Remember, this is an English exam. It's not what you say, but how you say it that counts, and how you interact with your partner. You should discuss all the visual prompts and not try to come to a decision too quickly. If you do, this will not give you time to show the examiner your range of English and what you can do. So how are you assessed? Number 1, grammar and vocabulary. How accurate you are, as well as the range of your language. Number 2, discourse management. This is how you link ideas, how long and relevant your ideas are. So whether you link 2 sentences with because, so, and connectives. 3, pronunciation. An accent is fine as long as you can be understood. 4, interactive communication. This is how well you communicate with your partner, how you introduce an idea, give your opinion, respond to what your partner has said, either by asking questions or adding to their comments, if you take turns and if you keep the task going. And finally, 5, global achievement. This is an overall mark on how well you do in all parts of the speaking test. The PET speaking exam represents 25% of your PET total mark. So here is some useful language. For starting, shall we start with this one? Let's start with this one, shall we? For suggesting, I think this would be a good idea because. This wouldn't be such a good idea because. This might work. For asking your partner, so what do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you agree? For showing preferences, I prefer. I think this is better because. For agreeing, yes, that's a good point. I see what you mean. That's a good idea. For disagreeing, well, I'm not sure about that. I don't think that's such a good idea. And finally, for choosing and summing up. Which one shall we choose? So, shall we choose this one? Do you agree that this one is best? So here are my tips for Pet Speaking Part 2. Take it in turns to speak. Remember 50-50. Talk to your partner and encourage them to speak too. Discuss each picture in turn. Talk about all the pictures in detail. Don't ignore one because you don't know the vocabulary. Try and paraphrase. For example, if you don't know the word wallet, say what it does. It's something you carry money and credit cards in. Respond to your partner's ideas. This shows that you are listening and makes the conversation smoother and more natural. If you don't agree with your partner, that's fine, but say why. Give reasons for your ideas also, as this will extend your ideas and make you score higher on discourse management. Try to reach an agreement, but not too quickly, as this will shorten your discussion and not enable you to show your full range of English. If you don't come to an agreement, it doesn't matter, as it's your English that is being assessed and not your ideas. So now it's quiz time. Number 1. You and your partner have 4 minutes to discuss a situation. False. You have between 2 to 3 minutes. You must talk about all the pictures given to you. True. Even if you don't know the vocabulary, paraphrase. You have to come to an agreement. False. You don't have to come to an agreement. This is an English test and it's the English that counts and not the content. Do remember that you are marked on how you interact, so even though you don't have to come to an agreement, you should show the examiner that you know how to negotiate, you know how to express your opinion and respond to your partner's ideas. Finally, good luck. You now know how to pass part 2 of the Pet Speaking exam. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Oxford English Now, for free English language videos out every Friday. Thank you for watching. I can hear you trying to